Alright, so I thought I'd show you how I've set up my Futaba 10px. So the first thing we'll do is the trans brake. So we just go to menu, we go to the racing menu, we go to drag racing, and then you've got the trans brake switch. So currently it's off. I can select the switch, and then I've chosen the SW3, which is this one on the side here. You can see SW3, which is this button. So if I press it, trans brake's off, press it again, trans brake is on. So it stays on until I actually have to hit a button again. So go back, and then on, off. Next thing I've done is these buttons here, so you can change what they do. So if we go to main menu, the accessory menu, and the home ES buttons settings. So that's what each of these switches does. So the big home is model select, E1 is model memory, E2 is condition, and E3 is speed. So I've gone in and change these to what I want for them to show. So you can change it to the racing menu. So when I press ES1, it brings me to the racing menu. But I have mine set up accessory menu. I have mine set up as the model menu. So if you press the home button from home, it allows you to select the models, but if I now press this, I get the model memory. So I can copy, change names, and I can do that all from that button. Button number 2 is my conditions. So I've set 2 conditions, race and drive. And then ES3 I've set for my speed. So from here I can then go into my throttle speed, and then I have my settings, and then there I have my curve. Alright, so the next thing I set up is my conditions. So Futaba has 2 conditions. So I've set it up on my ES2 button, and that straight goes to my conditions. So I've got condition 1 and condition 2. I've called it race and drive, and then I've set this switch down the bottom to control my conditions. So if I go to switch select, I go across to the last page, and then I'll have the slide SSW1 set to my conditions. So if you go through here to conditions and close. So what this does is, I'll go back to the main menu. As I move that switch, it switches between condition 2 and condition 1, so race and drive. So the main thing I've set this up for is my throttle speed, which I can go into here, my throttle speed. This is condition 1, so I've got 3-speed mode, and then I've got a curve. So as soon as I hit the trigger, I'm at 40% power. So it makes it hard to drive back. If I go back, go into my throttle speed again, and I'm still in condition 1, which you see at the top. I'll change that now to condition 2. Condition 2 automatically puts the throttle speed mode back to 1. I've also turned it all the way down to 10, and there is no curve, so it's just a linear line. So when I drive back, I can just pull the trigger as normal, and it won't just shoot to 40% straight away. So when I go to race, I put it in race, it'll follow the curve. When I finish the race, I just put it in 2, and then I can just drive back normally. It's not shooting off as fast as it can. Now the way I set the conditions is you make all the settings while you're in that condition. So condition 1, this is where I make all the changes here. Right, as soon as I switch to setting 2, if I change this to 3-speed, now it's 3-speed as well. So I go back to 1, 3-speed, I go back to 2, it's 3-speed also. So basically you just flip the switch until you're in the condition you want, make the changes, and that's it, saved. So now if I go back to condition 1, it's saved. So for my Apollo, I was using a particular curve I designed. So if I go back into my throttle speed, in condition 1, so I've used the 3-speed. So if we show it there, the green is low. So that's the first part of the throttle, which is 25% of the actual throttle position. Middle, it goes to 70%. And then the rest is high. So low, that's the corresponding speed. So low will go to 0.25 instantly. Middle will go from the yellow zone at a speed of 25, and then high will go at a speed of 30. So it actually changes speeds as it runs through. Now, the trick is it's also using the alternative curve. So if you select normal curve, like it's not following the points that are in the curve. So you have to select alternative. And now if I go into my curve, it's going to follow that curve. So the speed is actually going to follow this. So that point is like low. This part is medium, and this end bit is the high speed. So I've got the 3 points of the speed use different parts of the graph. So if I want to speed up that ramp, I change speed 2. If I want to kind of just let it linger a little bit before it hits 100%, I use speed 3. The high speed. So if I go back, so the first point, the middle point, and then the end. So that green is basically what you would refer to a point or launch power. The yellow is the ramp accelerating up, and the red is that last little bit of the curve. So if we go back here, so that's basically the low, the point. The middle is this part, and then the high is this little bit at the top. So when it comes to actually building the curve, you can just scroll through your points. So I'm at point 2 and it's 38. And if I go to point 2, point 3, just use this arrow, and then I can set what number I want that to be. And then what I've actually done is skipped these points. So that's point 4 is off, point 5 is off, point 6 is on. So that's the start of my ramp. Point 7, point 8, 9, and then again I've skipped a few points to get to this one, and then built my numbers up from that. So what I'll do is I'll share a screenshot of those numbers and the points that I've used, so you can build that graph. And if I go back, throttle speed, and they're the speeds that I'm using. So those settings just did like a 1.6 on GNS, 1.65 on GNS. And really the only other thing is obviously you want your picture in there. So home screen and picture. There is a trick to getting the actual picture to work. It has to be a .bmp file. It has to be 256 pixels wide by 144 pixels high, and it has to be saved at 24-bit color. So it's quite specific, the picture, but basically you just press on it and it brings up all the pictures you have. So I've done a few logos in here. G5P logo, and some other as well. So you can select an image you want to display and it'll show up there. So I think that's about it in terms of setting up the Futaba. Yep, any questions, just post them up or shoot me an email, shoot me a message. I'll see what I can do for you.